Hello everyone, it is the Canadian Futures Trader here. It is currently Christmas Eve, December 24th. Merry Christmas to you all. As promised, and as you might have saw in my last video, I unfortunately busted my TopStep account on I'm trying to think now what that was, day 6. Traded too many contracts, so I did reset so that it would count as day 1. That would be today, Christmas Eve, even though I was technically trading last night. Nice thing about the futures market, can trade 22 hours a day with TopStep and OneUp and the other programs. So lots of opportunity, although granted most of the action does happen during the US session. That said, I want to show this is TopStep, so this just kind of reflects day 1. I did 1 trade, made 2 ticks. This video is mainly just to show you day 1, I mean, although there's really not much to show, and kind of go over what I set out as goals for the remaining 9 days in order to pass. I'm big on sort of setting goals and kind of having a roadmap on how I'm going to get there. So as you can see, I mean, the low was 150. It's basically your start. Weekly P&L 176. So this is 2 ticks in the Ultra Bond. So trading 3 contracts, you make like $93 or something to that effect per tick when you're trading 3 contracts. So it's about 180 less the commissions is the 176. If you're not familiar with TopStep Dashboard, it's kind of nice. So this updates once a day. It gives you, here's your goal up here, 159. Here's your starting point, 150. It'll update your balance every single day. Has your trailing stop, so 147. So you have a $3,000 buffer when it comes to the 150K combine, and this will go up. So you don't really see it here because I made less than $200, but it did actually, I'm kind of surprised that, where it went up right here. So day 2. You probably can't even see it, it's so small on the screen, but so this will rise as you make money. So and I believe, I can't quite remember, quite honestly, with TopStep, if it trails you all the way up or if it stops at 150. That's one of the differences between the different programs. So one of them, it stops at 150, the other one, it continues up. Nonetheless, they just recently, in the last few months, instituted this kind of stuff where they give you a little dashboard with your winning trade. I mean, like I said, I had 1 trade, so it was 100% winning trades, and I made 176. They kind of break down your progress by day. So that's basically it. That's your TopStep dashboard. The other thing that I like about this, and again, at some point I'll actually do a more thorough TopStep thing, and I'm just going to zoom in here. They kind of have the rules and they have check marks, so don't exceed 3,000 daily loss and goal. I'm kind of going out of order here. Trade 10 days, blah, blah, blah. Weekly loss limit. Don't let your account balance go below this. So these numbers are good because these numbers update every single day. Don't hold into major economic releases. And you can click on these and get more information. I won't right now because I don't want to make a 20-minute video or anything. Big one though is scaling plans. So for example, the 150K combine, you can trade up to 15 contracts. But there's the scaling plan. You have to kind of ease into it. So this will update every day as to where you're at and how many you can trade. Once I pass 1,500 in profit, this will bump up to 4. Once I pass 2,000 in profit, this will bump up to 5. And it goes up from there. I don't quite remember the number. So let's just worry about the plan. And speaking of the plans, take a look at that real quick. So this is the plan. I put current balance 150. It's 150 and $200. I did actually reflect it down here. So week ending December 31st. So this is actually wrong too. I guess I should have did a bit. Gonna update this. The week ending December 25th, which is Christmas Day and is tomorrow. So I already made 200. So this is day 1. So I didn't trade these days, obviously. And on Friday it's closed. So next week we also only have 4 trading days because New Year's Day is not a trading day. So I kind of wrote out my goal here. Days 2 to 5, 3 contracts per day. Even though I will get to the point where I can trade 4 and 5 contracts, just trade 3. Goal is 8 ticks a day. So I trade the Ultra Bond. I know I've gotten a little out of line with my last combine with TopStep. I was trading NQ, traded some CL. Tend to do the best with the bonds. Time and again, sometimes it gets a little boring, and that's where it's easy to step off and try to trade some NQ, try to get a quick hit. And guess what? It doesn't always work out the greatest. Stick with the bonds. I mean, that's what I've been doing on OneUp, and it's been, look for my video on OneUp, but I mean, every single day, we're through day 7 now, and I have 6 profitable days and only 1 non-profitable day, and it's all exclusively bonds. So I digress. Plan is to make $700 a day next week, every single day. So we'll go from 200 to 900, 16, 23, 3,000. This is usually my typical kind of plan for this combine. So even though day 5 is like, in quotes, halfway through, like if you're just going to trade 10 days, you have to remember you're scaling contracts. So we're only trading 3 contracts through here. Plan is I'll jump up to 5 contracts here, even though I'm technically allowed like up to 10 at this point, I believe. So I'll trade 5 contracts, same 8 ticks though. So now 8 ticks gives us a better return. So 8 ticks trading 5 contracts is $1,200 a day. And guess what? That gets us like exactly to 9,000. So I mean, yes, will it? I mean, it's very unlikely that for 10 days straight, I'm going to make 8 ticks every single day exactly. But it's just to give me, and I guess you guys, a general idea of how it's going. Now, one thing I wrote here, and that brings us up to January 8th, and it could technically pass. So I wrote here the week ending January 15th is kind of a buffer. So my account doesn't renew until January 18th. So I could still trade this entire next week and not pay a dime. I think that's kind of the goal for a lot of people too. It's like you kind of want to pass before your next month's renewal kicks in. The renewal fee on the 150K combines is $375. Now, say I was on January 15th and I had 8,000 and it just wasn't quite right there. I'd be fine paying the three. If I have to pay $375 to move on to the next level, so be it. But I think if we're at this point, like let's set this goal, and then knowing that you still have another week buffer, we should be fine. So. All that said, we'll see how it goes. I mean, let's go day by day. That's really, honestly, a piece of advice I can give to you guys is go day by day. Sometimes it feels very boring. When you're on day 4 and you're only at 2,300, and you're like, oh man, like I still got so much more to go. You just kind of have to stick to your plan. That's kind of where I am with OneUp too. Like I'm only on day 7. I'm like basically halfway done, or not even quite. I mean, you can't trade 7.5 days. And I'm kind of halfway there, but it's like day by day. You just kind of have to take those small wins and they add up over time. They add up over time. So that's it, guys. I'm going to end this video now. It's probably longer than it needed to be to start with. So again, everybody have a great holiday. I will see. I might make some videos this weekend. It'll obviously won't be specifics about my account. There will be no new updates there. It would be more like if I have the time to put together like a kind of pros and cons of TopStep, pros and cons of OneUp, etc. And yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, comments, requests, leave them down in the comments below. I'm happy to address them. Again, I'm really just, I'm doing this channel both for new traders who are just checking this out. If this is your first video you found of mine, be sure to check out some of the other ones. I'm not selling a thing. That was a big problem for me when I started these combines, was it seemed like everybody was making videos because they want to sell you something. They want to sell you a course. They want to sell you an indicator package. They wanted to basically brag about how great of a trader they were. Whatever their motive was, seemed to be a lot of disingenuous information out there, and I'm really just trying to do it partly for myself. It keeps me honest. I say, here's what my plan is, and then every day I'm going to make a video and say, well, I stuck to the plan, and here's what I did, or I stuck to the plan and I didn't do so great, or whatever it might be. So that's it, guys. I will see you in the next video.